In the first video in this series, we talked about the diverse backgrounds and stories of the children Bethany serves through refugee and immigrant foster care. In this video, we'll explore the pathways by which children enter the United States and require foster care. We will clear up some common misconceptions about them, their legal status, and their journeys. By the end of this video, you'll understand how foster caregivers and organizations like Bethany work within our complex U.S. immigration system to serve these children. The first group of children are called unaccompanied children. This phrase can mean a lot of different things in different contexts, but in the world of immigration policy, it means a minor who is not a U.S. citizen who crosses one of our borders without a parent or adult guardian. You've probably seen news stories about unaccompanied children crossing the U.S.-Mexico border and being detained by the Border Patrol. A large percentage of these children and teens are from Central American countries of Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala. Life in those countries is very hard. Poverty and violence are forcing many families to flee the country or even send their children on a dangerous journey to the United States by themselves. The technical term for what they're doing is called seeking asylum, which is a well-defined legal process protected by the U.S. and international law. Asylum is just another way to say a safe place. Asylum seekers are fleeing dangerous, unlivable conditions in search of safety. After being detained by the Border Patrol, unaccompanied children often spend several days in temporary holding facilities. U.S. law requires that these unaccompanied children be quickly transferred into the custody of the Office of Refugee Resettlement, also known as ORR, until they can be reunited with family or another safe adult. While ORR works to find their families, unaccompanied children are either put in a group home or placed with a foster family. Unfortunately, there are only enough foster families for a small percentage of the migrant children who need them. This is where you enter the picture as a foster caregiver. Short-term immigrant foster care provides a safe, temporary home for unaccompanied children while they wait to be reunified with family, which can take anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 months. Children in short-term immigrant foster care can be any age, from infant to late adolescent. They can be school-age sibling groups, pregnant teenage mothers, and many other combinations of ages and backgrounds. Sometimes, unaccompanied children can't be quickly reunified with family. In those cases, they need long-term care until reunification happens or the child becomes an adult. These children are served by our long-term immigrant foster care program. The second way children can enter the U.S. without a parent is through the Unaccompanied Refugee Minor Program. This program, also run by the Federal Office of Refugee Resettlement, serves children around the world from places like Syria, Honduras, Congo, and Afghanistan, who have been forced from their homes and separated from their parents. Many of them have spent several years in refugee camps by themselves or with siblings. They usually come to the U.S. as adolescents. Try to imagine what these children and teens have experienced and what it's like as a child separated from your parents to start a new life in a country with a different language and culture than the one familiar to you. Unaccompanied refugee minors need a safe, loving home where they can adjust to a new life. Unfortunately, they are rarely unified with their parents. So the goal of this program is to help them grow toward independent adulthood. They are served by Bethany's long-term refugee care program.
There are many people, many kids trying to come to the U.S. right now. And I know that many of them have a similar story like me. And many of them just don't have an option anymore. They want to escape the dangers that they are facing right now.
Everyone deserves a family. Many of these kids, they had family. It's just because the situation, whether it's politics, economic, whatever it is, they left their own family. It's not that they didn't want a family. Many of these kids, they wake up at night thinking about their mom and dad. They wake up at night, thinking of what they left behind at home. So a family means a lot.
It's worth repeating. Every child and adolescent we serve in our refugee and immigrant foster care programs has an official legal status given to them by the U.S. government. None of the children we serve are breaking the law, and none of our programs operate outside the U.S. immigration system. It's tragic that these children, who have already been through so much grief and trauma, often face suspicion, mistrust, and maltreatment in the United States. Becoming a caregiver for refugee and immigrant children is not a political statement. It is a statement that every child, no matter their background or circumstances, deserves a safe and loving home. If you're ready to take the next step toward becoming a short-term foster family for immigrant children, please go to bethany.org/short-term-foster to get started. Or join me in the next video where we will meet some foster caregivers for refugee and immigrant children and learn what it takes to be an effective foster caregiver.